Hi, this is Christian Cantrell with Watch Report, and today I want to show you the Seiko SKX781, better known as the Seiko Orange Monster. This is a very sturdy and affordable diver. It's a favorite among Seiko collectors. It's well known for being an excellent value. It has a very thick, heavy, nice stainless steel case and bracelet. Nice brushed stainless steel. Very thick. You can see it has pierced lugs, or drilled lugs as they're sometimes called, which means you can easily take the bracelet off if you want to and put on a rubber strap or something like that. Okay, it has screw down crown here, and what's interesting is that the crown's at the 4 o'clock position. Let me give you a good view of it, rather than the typical 3 o'clock position. And the reason that's nice is because, I put it on my wrist here, I'll show you that it stays out of your way. You know, you can flex your wrist, and you don't have the crown digging into your wrist at the 3 o'clock position like it normally would, which is nice because this is a pretty substantial crown that protrudes quite a bit. It has a nice rotating bezel, a unidirectional rotating bezel, which means it only rotates in one direction, and it has a very smooth motion. You can hear how smoothly it clicks into place there as I rotate it. It's very well done. Probably one of the nicest bezels I've actually seen on a dive watch, which is saying a lot considering how cheap, how affordable the Orange Monster is. It also has bezel guards, so you can see there's a bezel guard here at the top and the bottom, so it sort of protects the bezel, so you know when you're swimming around you don't smash it into something. It has a very thick Hardlex crystal. Hardlex is Seiko's own, sort of their own brand of mineral glass, which they specially harden and they use in most of their dive watches. It's actually a very nice material. People debate whether it's better than sapphire or not. Sapphire is more scratch resistant, but it shatters more easily, and Hardlex is less scratch resistant. It's a little bit softer, but it withstands impacts a little bit better. So Seiko likes to use it in their dive watches, and I think it's a good choice. This has a nice thick crystal, and it's domed, as you can see. And what's nice about it is it sits just below the level of the bezel. Okay, I don't know if you can see that there, but I'll give you a nice close look. So not only would you have to hit this watch on something pretty hard to break the crystal, but you'd also have to hit it on something sort of pointy so that it would strike the crystal without touching the bezel, since it's protected by the bezel. It has a nice double locking clasp. Let me show you the clasp. Very nice clasp. So you can see it has this sort of push button lock and an additional flip lock as well. I'll give you a nice view of it. It also has a dive extension, which is nice. And what this is used for is to enable you to open up the bracelet a little bit so it'll fit over a wetsuit. So nice and easy to operate, well integrated. What else do I want to show you here? It's waterproof to 200 meters, which is about 650 feet. It has an automatic movement, and you can see that it has a date and it also has a day. Let me unscrew the crown here. Okay. The other thing to note about this is a non-hacking movement, which means that you can't stop the second hand. The crown's pulled all the way out, as you can see, and the second hand is still moving. That's actually probably the only thing I don't like about this watch, because I do like to be able to synchronize my watches and sort of, you know, calibrate them and get them running as accurately as possible. And when you can't stop the second hand, it makes it a little bit difficult. Of course, what you can do is if you apply just a little tiny bit of back pressure to the crown here, you can see that I actually am able to stop the second hand momentarily. Probably not the best thing for the movement, and don't tell anybody that I told you to do it, but if you're dying to have one of these watches and you really need to calibrate the time, just put a little bit of back pressure on the crown there, and you can do it. But it wasn't designed to be done that way. The other thing that's kind of neat about this watch is when you set the date, If you turn it in one direction, you affect the date. The other direction, you change the day. And it has the day in 2 languages. So you can see it's both in English and Spanish, which I think is pretty neat. I'll leave it in Spanish for now. What else do I want to show you about it? The last thing about this watch that's really unique is the Lume Bright paint that Seiko uses, which makes it extremely bright. So I'm going to turn off my lamp here and show you how bright this paint is. It's probably the brightest paint I've seen on a watch, and they use a very generous amount of it. So there's really no mistaking the hands and the indices on this watch in the dark. So it's very well done. That's about all I wanted to show you. For more details, go check out the review at watchreport.com. Thanks for watching.